Children, today we will revise lesson Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood by Anis Jung. Lost Spring is an extract from Anis Jung's book Lost Spring, The Stories of Stolen Childhood. In this excerpt, Anis expresses her concern over the exploitation of children in hazardous jobs like bangle making and rag picking. Abject poverty and thoughtless traditions, Anis argues, results in the loss of childlike innocence and much needed play and education. The result is back-breaking hard work, dismal working conditions, and acceptance of poverty and exploitation as destiny. There is a dire need to provide these poverty-stricken people, particularly children, a life of dignity and opportunities to dare, dream, and do. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. Author's encounter with Sahib. Meets rag picker Sahib, belonging to a refugee family from Bangladesh. The author, she meets Sahib, a boy who was a rag picker and who was a refugee from Bangladesh. Questions him about his vocation of picking rags and advises him to go to school. Sahib complains of lack of opportunity and absence of any school in his neighborhood. He was too poor to go to a school, and then there were no schools in his neighborhood also. Author raises Sahib's hopes of receiving education by promising to open a school in his neighborhood. The author says that if she opens a school in his neighborhood, will he come to school? And he happily says yes. Feels embarrassed at making a promise that she cannot keep. And once Sahib runs after her and asks her if the school she was planning to construct was constructed or not. And she feels very embarrassed because she had only made an empty promise. Irony in name and existence. Rag picker's full name Sahib-e-Alam, meaning Lord of the Universe. It is very ironical. His name was Lord of the Universe, but he was a rag picker. He was very poor. But he spends time roaming and scrounging streets with other rag picker boys. All boys barefoot, reflecting extreme state of poverty. They were so poor that they could not afford to wear slippers also. Author observes that being barefoot has been an old tradition in poverty-stricken India. She observes that people linked not wearing slippers to tradition also. But she feels that even poverty is one of the major reasons for this. Author's reflection on passage of time and degree of prosperity achieved. Reminded of a priest's barefoot son in town of Udupi 30 years ago. Boy's fervent wish to own a pair of shoes. 30 years later, only a degree of prosperity visible. Present day priest's son now wears shoes, but rag pickers still shoeless. So she visits a priest's house. Once the priest's son had prayed for shoes because they were not able to afford shoes. But now when she goes there, she sees a small boy wearing shoes and uniform. That shows that the standard of living had risen. That was for some people, not for all. There were many still poverty-stricken people like the rag pickers who could not afford to wear slippers.